Today on the Tearsheet podcast.
In 2019, we started looking at our options in terms of building it internally as well as working with partners. And we were fortunate to find Stack in the second half of 2019. And what we found in them was a incredibly great, talented people that have built a great product, a challenger banking product that had a lot of great bells and whistles, but also their approach and a vision to financial wellness. So we felt cultural fit as well as great innovative product. And we started talking about how we could bring the two teams together. And so internally, we allocated a large number of people to work on that cash management, and through collaboration with Stack, it made sense for us to merge and acquire Stack and create a very compelling banking product.
Welcome to the Tearsheet podcast. I'm Zack Miller. In March, Credit Sesame debuted its banking offering, Sesame Cash. Since then, more than 200,000 customers have signed up, with thousands of new accounts per day, putting Credit Sesame among the fastest growing digital banking service providers in the U.S. 62% of Credit Sesame's 15 million registered users have expressed interest in Sesame Cash for better cash and credit management. Cash was launched in collaboration with Canadian banking provider Stack. And now Credit Sesame is announcing it has acquired Stack and will use the technology and team to expand for the first time internationally. My guests today on the podcast are Adrian Nazari, CEO and founder of Credit Sesame, and Stack's CEO, Miro Pavletic, who will assume the new role of GM, Canadian and International Business for Credit Sesame. Here's the podcast.
Hi, yes, this is Adrian Nazari, founder and CEO of Credit Sesame.
And Miro?
Hi, this is Miro Pavletic. I'm founder and CEO of Stack, and now the general manager for Canadian and International Business for Sesame Cash.
That's a great segue into us. I know you guys have some news to share. Miro, can you talk about the news that you have?
Yeah, well, it's very exciting. We've been working with Adrian and team over the past 8 months to help launch Sesame Cash in the US. And through working together very closely, we've been able to come to fruition and bring the teams together into an acquisition of Stack into Credit Sesame. I'm sure Adrian would love to share the details as well.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Adrian, can we hear from you about, I guess, the evolution of the acquisition and how it relates to the product and the whole sort of genesis story?
Yes, definitely. So as you may know, Credit Sesame has been in business for about 10 years. Over the course of last several years, we've emerged as one of the leaders in helping consumers manage their credit and credit management. It's been a great journey. We've deployed a lot of analytics and AI, and we've been able to figure out how to guide consumers to navigate their credit market and improve their overall credit, where about 26-27% of Credit Sesame members improve their credit score by more than 10 points in their first month, which creates a lot of excitement for the consumers to be able to do that automatically. And within the first 6 months, we see 61% of our members improve their overall credit health. That creates a very large, loyal followers. We've registered close to about 16 million consumers over the course of these years that rely on Credit Sesame. So armed with the knowledge of how credit works, we found that how much cash you as a consumer have and how and when you use that cash has a profound impact on your overall credit health and overall financial health. So it was a natural next step for us to figure out how to help and guide consumers about their cash and how they use their cash so that we could advance our mission of financial wellness. In 2019, we started looking at our options in terms of building it internally as well as working with partners. And we were fortunate to find Stack in the second half of 2019. And what we found in them was a incredibly great, talented people that have built a great product, a challenger banking product that had a lot of great bells and whistles, but also their approach and a vision to financial wellness. So we felt cultural fit as well as great innovative product. And we started talking about how we could bring the two teams together. And so internally, we allocated a large number of people to work on that cash management, and through collaboration with Stack, it made sense for us to merge and acquire Stack and create a very compelling banking product. And that was in progress for several months. We announced Sesame Cash in March, and recently we concluded and completed the acquisition of Stack, and now we are one team. It also is an entry of credit. It also marks the entry of Credit Sesame into international market, since the Stack is primarily based in Canada, and our intent is to also offer cash and credit, not just in the US, but also in Canada as our first step towards international expansion.
Great. Well, congratulations to both sides. Adrian, I'm curious to hear about Cash, what the product is, and I guess your plans looking forward now that the teams are working even more closely together, how that banking product might evolve.
Absolutely. Sesame Cash is a first ever sort of bank account that seamlessly integrates consumer cash and credit in one place for free. We're bringing data science and AI together to help consumer do something that they couldn't do before. Of course, this is a result of integration of our deep credit expertise and Stack's digital banking expertise. And we worked hard to make this really one seamless app. And the reality is, in current environment, there are challenger banks, and we like what they've done. But most challenger banks, what they do is they take what traditional banks do, and they have made it free and they've made it accessible, which is great. A lot of consumers are benefiting from that. But at the end of the day, the money that they're holding and the account they're creating for you doesn't really work for you. It doesn't work for your overall financial health. And what we do, our vision and mission is being financial inclusion, financial wellness. By bringing cash and credit together, we're actually making consumers' cash work for their credit, and we're making their credit work for their cash. And as part of the initial launch of this new service, we're already unlocking benefits that others and other challenger banks have not offered or cannot offer because they don't have the whole picture. And if you really think about this, your wallet is your access to all of your cash in the form of check or actual cash or debit card, and access to your credit. By bringing cash and credit together, we've created a whole new platform, personal finance platform around managing your wallet and helping you achieve better financial wellness rather than just separate apps where you are just holding money, doing transaction, and really not getting a lot of benefits from it.
And can you talk about maybe some of the traction that Sesame Cash has had up until now?
Yeah, so we initially announced Sesame Cash, which is part of our overall digital banking service, back in March, and we made that available to a limited number of our existing members. We had 2 months of pilot with those accounts, and it was successful. We got a lot of feedback, and in the middle of May, we actually soft launched that, made that generally available to our members and people that signed up for our platform. And since then, in less than a month, we've created 200,000 digital bank accounts. We've actually exceeded 200,000 digital bank accounts, and the demand continues to surge. At this rate, we're most likely one of the fastest growing digital banking accounts. And if you consider our overall customer base, we have close to about 16 million registered users, unique users that use our platform, and we've helped them for their credit over the years. 39% before we even launched this digital banking service told us that they're interested in a free digital bank account that has no fees, no cost, that will help them manage their money. And then when they found out about some of the capabilities we have to help their cash grow their credit, that interest went up to 62%. So 62% of our millions of users are ultimately interested in an ability to be able to manage their cash and credit better. So we think that the opportunity ahead of us is significant, and also the timing is wonderful. 80% of our users live paycheck to paycheck. And that doesn't mean they don't have income. They have income, but they just use their money in a monthly basis. And every month they have to make a decision, or sometimes difficult decisions, of how much of their cash they use, how much of their credit they use, and how and when these decisions could negatively or positively impact their overall credit. 80% of our users are in the same boat. So this allows us to service our users really well, to help them make smarter decisions about their cash, as well as making smarter decisions about credit. And in the early days of this product, we have already unlocked a number of credit-centric features that is helping our users do just that. And there are more product features planned that will unlock new capabilities that is not possible unless you bring cash and credit together.
Can you describe some of those features that you may launch in the future?
Yeah, so I can tell you the 3 features that already the product has, and that is as a result of bringing cash and credit. So Sesame platform is going to reward consumers when they improve their credit, and we're going to deposit cash into their bank account. This is an example of where your credit is actually working for your cash. So when our members improve their credit score by more than 10 points in any given month, we deposit $5 cash into their bank account. If they improve their credit score by 100 points in any given month, we give them $100 cash in their bank account. Last year, and by the way, already in the first month, people are already earning those cash rewards. As I mentioned, 27% of our users see their credit score improve in the first month of membership. So all of those members are eligible to get cash rewards. And last year, thousands of members improved their credit score by 100 points in 1 month. So we are rewarding consumers for good credit behavior. And the reward is seamless. Your credit score goes up, money gets deposited in your bank account. That's one feature. The other is our bank account customers get, Credit Sesame customers that are bank account users get $1 million of credit and identity protection. So we want to make sure that their credit and identity financial is protected. So that's another feature we offer them. The third feature capability is we want our users to be on top of their credit all the time. So as a Sesame Cash user, you have the opportunity to check your credit score every day, anytime you want. This is something we wanted to offer to our users so that they could continuously be involved and be on top of their credit and credit changes. And in these days, with all the changes that are happening and the COVID-19, staying on top of your credit is key, and you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to wait a month to see what happened to your credit. You're getting free credit monitoring, but also you could access your credit score at any given time, any day. In terms of roadmap, what we intend to offer, which we haven't, the number of new capabilities are planned. One of them is a smart bill pay, an AI-driven bill pay that looks at your cash and cash flow, and based on your credit obligation, makes recommendations to make timely payments, and sometimes not as intuitive or in a way that consumers do not know on their own. But because we understand how credit works, we're able to make recommendations to consumers to make smart payment towards their credit, so that A, they pay less interest, B, that their credit score goes up. That's part of our smart bill pay, and that is possible because we have deep understanding and access to the credit side of the balance sheet, to know their obligation, to know the terms, to know how and what moves help the consumer keep more of the interest rate as well as improve their credit score. In addition to that, we will be rolling out a feature capability that is going to actually help consumers' money in their bank account, help them build credit or improve their credit. So now your money, and those are examples of how your money is actually working for your credit. And of course, because the whole goal is to help consumers improve their overall credit and financial well-being, once that happens, our users will have access to lower rate products, better products, which free up more cash for them because they're not paying as much interest, or they're not paying late fees or other fees. So their credit is also working for their cash. These two combinations are at work, and they feed off each other, allowing a sort of 1-2 punch to achieve financial wellness much faster.
That makes a lot of sense. I want to switch now to Miro. So you went from running Stack to now a new role as GM of International Business. Can you talk about, I guess, the mandate there and sort of what the team is thinking about in terms of expanding internationally for Sesame? Credit Sesame? Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a perfect opportunity, obviously, when we were building out Stack, to start extending out our platform and providing it as a white label service. So we launched Stack about 18 months ago. And as soon as we launched it with the products that we have in terms of real-time digital rewards and offers, peer-to-peer transactions, and an integrated social stream, we had a lot of brands reaching out to us and saying, hey, can you extend your services out to us? And that really kind of sparked a light when we started thinking about our proposition, and we started thinking, well, look, we've always had aspirations in terms of global expansion. Why don't we start white labeling our platform out to these brands who have large customer bases and start onboarding those customers? So essentially what we can do, get them onto our platform, get them onto our bins, but essentially eliminate the cost of acquisition, because these customers are already acquired by other brands. And so we've built out a business essentially white labeling the platform out and created essentially a digital bank in the box where we can take our solution, and since we're built on global payment rails, we could launch this anywhere in the world. Our first expansion and our first partnership, and now it led to an acquisition, was with Credit Sesame and launching Sesame in the US. So now we're running 2 programs across North America. And we saw a huge opportunity to start leveraging that footprint and expanding out the proposition through our white label solution. We also did that in Canada. We got reached out by Celero Solutions in Canada, who essentially provides financial services to the majority of credit unions across Canada. Mm-hmm. So we've white labeled our platform to them, created a net new brand called Aura, and now they're onboarding 4 million of their customers onto our platform as well, and using that for digital banking services and loyalty and rewards.
Amazing. And so we've covered a lot of embedded finance at Tearsheet. Do you see, Miro, I guess, potential client tie-ups beyond the financial services industry, meaning, maybe retail or other industries that are interested in launching financial products?
Absolutely. We've had a huge outreach. So it's not, like you mentioned, it's not necessarily just, the traditional financial institutions. There are large lifestyle brands that are looking to integrate financial services into their products as well. So when you think of travel, when you think of leisure, when you think of experience, and then you think of these large brands that have massive customer followings, there's a huge opportunity to not only link financial services, but digital rewards and loyalty as well. And that's the big opportunity, is that when you think of some of the big brands out there that have well over 10 to 20 million customers on the platform, if they've integrated financial services into that platform, then they could integrate loyalty and rewards and have a very compelling proposition where the customers stay on that platform for long periods of time. Not only that, they get all the insight in terms of consumer spend, and then they could extend and incent rewards and loyalties to those consumers to keep them in the ecosystem.
Adrian, Miro, thank you for joining us on the Tearsheet podcast today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.